If you've ever asked yourself, what if drone, but faster? Ukraine apparently has asked the same question, and they've rolled out what was a top secret weapon system. That's right, a jet powered drone. Let's take a look at what they've got and how it's already in use. I'm Paul, U.S. Army combat veteran. All right, so this is some footage released by the Ukrainian Armed Forces recently. Unveiling this jet-powered drone. Now, I want to point out some cool details. The first of which is this is very compact. You see, this thing could fit in the bed of probably a pickup truck. Oh man, I hope this music isn't copyrighted. Damn. It's good hype music too. It's finally nice to have a video that isn't cringe like electronica. Okay, so here's what I want to point out. All right, a bunch of deets here. First off, this thing is so small, and it's kind of scary because, again, if you are a air defender, right, if you're looking for manning Russian air defenses, this is going to have a relatively small signature, right? If it flies low, it might stay underneath the radar. This looks more like a very intelligent cruise missile. In fact, it almost is like a cruise missile on a budget at this point. I mean, look at how small and compact it is. It's got all the components of a jet fighter, but just it's so much smaller. And remember, being this small and light, it doesn't mean that it's got a really short range because it doesn't, it's literally just fuel and munitions and wings. So if this thing can get going and get up to, you know, that fuel could carry it a long, long way because it's just not that big. And you can see here, they also save some room by literally having it lift off of its launch wheels. That's a pretty cool innovation. Saving weight to focus on the two most important things, fuel and munitions. See how low this thing can fly? And how little runway it needs to launch. Again, you could launch this from, in fact, they are launching it from a civilian road. This looks like a roadway with a few hundred meters. I mean, the fact is that this is, while the cool part is obviously the fact that it's jet powered, and is clearly way faster than any other drone, it shouldn't be discounted the fact that it really looks like it packs a punch and can be launched again anywhere you can get a pickup, basically. So now, this is something that is not just a hype video. Zelensky actually has announced the presence of this thing in a big press conference. He calls it difficult to counter, a domestic missile drone system that they are calling the, I literally cannot pronounce it, the Palantyatsia. And the Palantyatsia, I thought it was funny. It's a Ukrainian traditional round bread with a distinctive dome shape, but the word is really difficult for non-Ukrainian speakers to pronounce correctly, making it a symbolic or colloquial way to identify Ukrainian speakers in the Russian full-scale invasion. Of course, Zelensky said the Palantyatsia represents a completely new class of weapon, and while he couldn't be specific about the details, he did say it already successfully struck enemy positions. And we're going to talk in a minute about which ones it is. I think I have an idea. This is, of course, amid a broader push by Ukrainian armed forces to ramp up their drone production. And again, for Ukrainians, after the drama that surrounded the U.S. aid package in February, or I guess what was supposed to be February ended up being like April or May, the Ukrainians said, listen, we can't depend on foreign partners totally for arms manufacturing. We have to find ways to do things in-house. So if you are, of course, looking to handle your own business in-house, you may not need to turn to anyone else. You may just need to make yourself more effective. That's why you should check out Strike Gum. Strike Gum has 90 milligrams caffeine in every piece, 100 milligrams alpha GPC, 0 sugar. It's got the equivalent of an energy drink in every single piece. So if you are working in the trades, if you're a cop, firefighter, nurse, and you can't go to a job hauling around cans of stuff, you should pick up some Strike gum. Just pop in a piece, get the refreshing mint flavor, no sugar crash, and you get all the same caffeine. It's a no-brainer. So go to strikegum.com and pick some up today. I recommend the 5-pack, right? If you're gonna, it's probably I think your best deal to get started checking out Strike Gum. So link is in the description if you want to pick some up. Okay. So according to some Russian channels, jet drones are flying en masse to Crimea. And it says, quote, presumably the target is the bridge. So again, rest in power to the Kerch Bridge. And I think, though, that is not necessarily the target, actually, of this, the first combat target. I actually think it was the Proletarsk. And let's pull it up here. Proletarsk oil refinery. And the reason I think this is because there have been repeated strikes against it. So fire is continuing for the 6th day. This was an article from just yesterday, right? After it was attacked again by drones yesterday morning. Now, here's what's interesting. What makes me think this is the jet drones is because the Ukrainians, right, had a drone, attacked it with drones again several days ago. But then, despite the fact that Russia generally will shore up these situations, shore up the defenses of these oil refineries once they're hit, the Ukrainian drones still remained unable to be stopped. And again, you're looking at from August 18th to now, they've just been, the Russians can't even get close enough to put it out. And it sounds like potentially the Ukrainians just keep igniting it. And so what they're saying is, we want to see, I think this is a test to see how long it takes Russian air defenses to actually beat these drones, right? Right, the Russian MOD is claiming that it shot down some drones, but it said 4 over the Belgorod and 3 over Kursk. So notably absent, again, if you look at where the this region of Russia is, let's see, oil refinery. We can see, get the map up here. Yeah, here we go. So you can see that it's in Rostov, right? So it's over Rostov-on-Don. So one, this tells you a couple of things. First off, this is a healthy distance from the front lines. So this shows that this drone has some range, but more importantly, that this drone the Russians didn't even acknowledge that they shot down any drones in this region. So it means that these drones may actually fly in low and fast, might be able to actually circumvent Russian air defenses, which would be crazy. Again, there's not many game changers in this war at this point. It's too complex and it's both too sophisticated and too simple. But man, if I were a Russian, if I were working for Gazprom, I would have some stuff to worry about. Anyway, guys, that's really all I had for today. Be sure to like and subscribe. Seriously, subscribe to the channel. It tells the YouTube algorithm that I'm making quality content. Huge thank you to our Colonel tier members, Bill Collier, Robin Colburn, Gaius Marining, Eugenia Cuesta, Chris Gorsuch, Fran Zacharias, and AL90. I couldn't do this without you guys. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you all in the next one. Cheers.